Taurus, hello. How are you all doing? I am so excited to be doing this reading. When I first agreed to help Carrie out, I was like, oh my goodness, I get to read for Taurus because I'm a Taurus too, and I just absolutely adore Carrie's readings for Taurus and the Taurus Collective, and it is literally like a dream come true sitting here being able to read for you all. So I hope you're all well, and I'm Marion, in case you hadn't realised. I'm a friend of Carrie, and I am helping her out doing the July readings for her. So what we are going to do is we're going to pull a card from the Oracle of Pluto, first of all, just because, with Pluto just kind of making itself known in Aquarius, and that's obviously squaring our sun placements and any other placements that you've got in Taurus. So it's going to be a long transit, and it's going to be, it's going to have a lot of things going on. And then I'm going to be pulling the main reading from the Wandering Moon Tarot, and then we're just going to clarify with the basic Rider-Waite-Smith, the bright version. Okay, so let's get into it. So how have you all been doing? It's been quite the journey, hasn't it? Yeah, right, let's see. Let's get into this. Give a card, please, for Taurus for July 2024. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we have got the hippo, or the hippopotamus. It's one of my favourite words to say. I apologise. So what are we thinking with this? In fact, something? Scorpio get this card as well. I'm just remembering back. So that in itself is interesting. Scorpio being our opposite in the zodiacal wheel, and the fact that we're both, and then Scorpio's the other sign where Pluto is squaring, and that's their ruling planet. So very interesting, just, for a kind of symbolic type of energies. And I think here very much now, for me, what this is representing is the fact that I think there's a misconception a lot of the time where hippos are quite slow, they're quite they don't really move a lot, they're quite lazy, they're quite kind of all they do is just wade about in mud or water. But I believe I read somewhere, and I'm sure I said this in the Scorpio video as well, that there is more people killed in the wild by hippos than lions. And even though hippos are, I don't think hippos are carnivores. I think they're grazing animals. I'm trying to get into my David Attenborough knowledge here, Taurus. But I think that kind of a misconception, and I think, maybe July time is going to be a period where there's going to, there's people around you going to have that misconception, and I think it's something that we have to battle quite a lot with, this kind of pop astrology idea of, like, Taurus being lazy, and we don't really like to do things, and just a bit bleh, really. But I am a great believer that we are not lazy. We're very hardworking, and anything that we set our mind to, we do it to the absolute best possibility, the best that we can. And where I think the laziness comes in is the fact that if we are not interested in doing something, then we won't do it. And I think people, because we don't necessarily do what people tell us or do the things that people want us to do and it suits their agenda. You know, we can get labelled as lazy and stubborn. But, you know, so I think, you know, kind of around July time, that part of your personality or your psyche may be put under the microscope, if you like. Because it's, you know, it's like kind of our hippos they're quite slow on the ground, you know, they tend to be leisurely, although I think they're pretty fast when they get a bit of speed on. But I do believe that they're faster in water, they're faster swimmers. So, you know, underwater, you don't always know they're there because they completely submerge themselves. So I think, you know, we can use that as a metaphor for the month of July, whereby there may be occasions that you're required to submerge yourself and not, you know, can I maybe even give off the impression that you're not aware of a situation and you're not quite aware of what's going on with a situation, but in actual fact you're very much aware of what's going on. That's the energy that's coming through, and it doesn't feel like it's deceitful. You know, it doesn't have a calculating vibe to it, but what it does have is very much you're looking after your interests or your loved one's interests, or the, you know, as opposed to just kind of a going out there and speaking and not necessarily knowing what's going on. You know, it's like you're kind of taking your time, you're taking a step back. It may be some of you are something's just came through there where some of you might be silent partners in businesses, you know, or you may be offered that opportunity, you know, to be a silent partner, and you're just, you know, you're just in the position where you're watching things grow and you're watching things develop. So yes, that's the energies that's coming up with this particular card for July. So let's see what the tarot has got to show for us, Taurus, shall we? I'll keep that there because it's awfully pretty in the camera. And as we know, we do like pretty things. Excuse me while I just take a wee drink there. You know, keep our throat chakra healthy, Taurus. Oops. Okay, so now can I have some cards, please, for July 2024 for Taurus, please? What do we have to look out for? What's coming towards us? What do we need to know? I'll just make sure we have got everything in focus here. Looks as if it's okay. What's at the bottom of the deck? We've got the sun at the bottom of the deck. How lovely to see the sun. This will be interesting, I feel, because that's for bottom of the deck energy, and I think that's just lovely, you know. And it's like that imagery there, and this is one of the sun cards I absolutely adore. In fact, it was one of the reasons that I agreed to work in the project for this deck. I wrote the guidebook for it, and what it was is it was the sun breaking free through this wall. You know, it was as if, for me, what happened was, you know, what I see in it is, for so long we knew that the sun was behind the wall, but you know, we literally had to break it down brick by brick to open up to the sunlight, you know, because if you've been on the journey, you know, that Carrie talks about, that so many have been on, it really is, you know, for a lot of us, I've noticed that we're not the same people. you know, I don't think anybody is, to be perfectly honest, after the last few years, you know. I think collectively the world has gone through some pretty awful, you know, stuff, and it's continuing, you know, to purge. There's a lot of purging going on. But I feel like for a lot of us, the sun's starting to shine again. You know, it's like, and it's not even shining again. It's like we've discovered a whole new level of brightness. We've discovered a whole new level of possibility that, you know, that just a few years ago we just weren't aware of. And I'm really, really enjoying this, you know, and whilst, you know, there's still bricks there, you know, there's still some things that we need to dismantle. There's still some things that we need to work through. And I think, you know, that just sums up really the continuation of the actual journey. You know, there's always going to be bricks, there's always going to be challenges, but I think as long as we can, you know, see that sunshine or be aware that it's there, then we can absolutely keep on going. You know, it's like, I think, you know, a lot of the time we've just went in complete blind faith, you know, in blind faith and trust, and we've had to build that trust up within ourselves and learn, you know, that it's there. Learn that we can trust ourselves. And I would imagine, you know, there's quite a lot of people that, you know, we've had to learn how to trust other people, to realise that there are genuine people out there in the world and in our circles that have maybe newly come into our lives, because we've had to often walk away from people in situations, etc. And I think, you know, for a lot of time, I mean, I do have quite a lot of clients that are Tauruses, and it's you know, it's that realisation, you know, coming to terms with the fact that there was, you know, we had to walk away, and there was times where, you know, really we were really quite lonely. You know, there was a time, I mean, very few would actually admit it, let's be honest, you know. But there was a period of time, and, you know, not just the one period of time, you know, where we felt desperately lonely. You know, and loneliness is a strange thing, you know, because you can be, you know, there's that old adage, you know, you can be in a room full of people, but you can feel lonelier than you have ever felt in your life, you know. It's a strange thing, but I feel like, you know, the more authentic people that have been coming into our life, you know, we're far more discerning, far more discerning of who is allowed into our lives and how far we're permitting them into our lives. And I think that's really important. And, you know, and that sun energy is just, you know, that it's just kind of a breaking through and saying, you know what, there's there's this happiness waiting. You know, there's this, and I'm not going to say this happy ever after, because I don't believe in fairy tales. No, they kind anyway. But, you know, there's happiness is possible. You know, in order to experience happiness, we've we've had we've had to get through the dark days. You know, because then we've got a barometer. You know, it's like yin and yang. Light and shadow, if you like. You know, you have to experience one side of the coin in order to understand and appreciate the other side of the coin. So that's at the bottom of the deck energy. Now let's get into the reading properly. Okay, so what we've got here is, I'll just pick up my trusty selenite here. What we have got is the Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Stars, which is the Ace of Pentacles, then the Ace of Moons, which is the Ace of Cups. We've got the Knight of Swords. We've got the Page of Cups right in the centre here. We've got the Three of Wands. We've got the Four of Cups. We've got the Six of Cups. And we've got the Knight of Wands. Okay, so two of the really fast knights in the deck. And we've got a travelling card, and we've got a couple of aces, which I just absolutely love to see. And I'm sure you can hear the smile in my voice, Taurus. So starting off with that Wheel of Fortune. Now what I love about that is, just kind of like going on to, come back to what I was saying there. It feels very much, that wheel has turned very much, or if you're not already feeling the effects of it, it's beginning to, the beginning of the change is starting, you know. Whatever crap basically has been going on, it's that opportunity to start again, that opportunity to, get the rewards, get the rewards of the hard work. Because this is, the Wheel of Fortune, it's related to Jupiter, the planet Jupiter, and it's often, Jupiter's often described as the lucky planet. But in actual fact, what Jupiter does is Jupiter expands. So anything that Jupiter touches, it expands. And Jupiter has just left Taurus. It was in Taurus for an entire year, and a great many changes happened. There was, people experienced luck, or, I'm very much of the opinion, Taurus, I don't know about you, but I believe we make our own luck. We make our own luck, and it's a case of, being in the right place at the right time and just meeting the right people at the right time. Now, it's interesting I say meeting the right people at the right time, because we have got the Ace of Stars and the Ace of Moons, well, the Ace of Cups. And this is this top row here. So it feels to me like the wheel's changing, or it's, it's turned to a new destination, and there's opportunities here. There's opportunities for things to take place that have never happened before. If you're looking for, you've got the kind of old tried and tested methods and, descriptions of the Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Moons as, new opportunities in business and finance for your Pentacles or your Stars, and new opportunities in, love and relationships in the Ace of Cups. But the thing with aces is, it's like that chance. It's like give somebody a chance. So with the Ace of Stars, if you're looking for a new job, if you're looking for a new business perhaps, or you're looking for just something new to do with your physical body, maybe it's a new hobby, maybe you're taking up a new kind of physical discipline, something like that. What strikes me is, it's that you can give somebody the tools, or give somebody the opportunity to have the tools, but then they still have to accept the opportunity, and they have to, go and do it for themselves, or it's a combined effort, because it's like the ace is the initial planting of the seed. Now, if you take that analogy, if you plant a seed and you don't tend to that, you don't water the soil, and you don't keep it in the right temperature, etc., that seed isn't going to grow. It's just going to stay there. Or even if somebody gives you seeds, and you don't plant them, then they're always just going to be the way they are, And the same with the Ace of Cups. So, if there's a chance, say for right, well, I know we don't usually talk about such things, right? But just say, for instance, somebody, gives you their phone number or their email address or their, I don't know, their DM handle, their Instagram handle, whatever. And you don't do anything about it. You just say, oh, thanks very much. And you don't do anything. So that's a wasted opportunity, potentially. So that's what I'm saying about making your own luck. Now, the interesting thing is, when I see the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups together, What it makes me think of is potential new business relationships. And obviously that's not going to be for everybody. But it feels that combination is, it just, it feels like that. And then especially because we've got the Wheel of Fortune. And then this next row is incredibly interesting in regards to this idea. We have got the Knight of Swords, the Page of Moons, which is the Page of Cups, and the Three of Wands. So, it's about that. The Knight of Wands, for me, is the writer. Right, that's the card of the writer, the author, the journalist, the blogger, etc. It's the people who create information to be consumed. Yeah, create written content to be consumed. And then we've got a Page of Moons next to the Knight of Swords. And the Page of Moons is learning and tapping into that emotional journey that we've all been on. We started at the Ace. And whilst the Page is like a beginning again, it's like beginning again from a higher level, than the Ace. So if you think of the Ace of Cups like junior school, like the first school, like it's primary school, or like your first time when you're like 5 or something, and you go to school. And then the Page of Moons is like when you graduate from high school and then you go into university, or you graduate from, junior school and you go to high school. It's that leap, it's a new start, but you've already got some experience behind you. And it could even be whereby you've been writing and you want to elevate it and you get that opportunity. Or it's a work promotion, or it's a leveling up with a relationship. It could be that you are currently in a committed relationship, or just a kind of fun relationship, and somebody has a conversation, says, let's take this to the next level, whatever level that may be. And then with the Three of Wands, it's that the Three of Wands is the Sun in Aries. And again, that kind of sun energy and the fire of and the passion of the wands, it feels to me that it's very much an opportunity in a time for discovering new things, but realising that all the wee like kind of feelers that you put out, all that kind of planting seeds. It's like the Three of Wands is like, oh well, here they're coming back, they've kind of grown above the surface, they've kind of grown into plants, or they've grown into flowers, etc. I'm not a gardener, Taurus, despite being a Taurus, I'm not a gardener. But that's the feeling that I'm getting, it's time for reaping the rewards of your hard work. That's what all of this feels like, and sometimes the rewards that we're reaping is more opportunities to work on, to level up. We've got the Four of Moons here, so it's the Four of Cups and the Six of Cups, and then the Knight of Wands, right? Now, I will share with you, Taurus, right, because we're all pals, I hope. Usually when I see the Knight of Wands coming up in a reading, I call that that's the night that's there for a good time, not a long time. Alright, so I'll say to people, whatever this situation the Knight of Wands is representing, just enjoy it, but just know that it's not going to last forever, right? It's like a wee fling, it's like a wee dalliance, shall we say. So the Four of Moons here, we get the Four of Cups, so I think that it could be that there's some feeling of things are not necessarily going as quickly as you would like them to. which is odd, really. You know, considering it's Taurus we're reading on. But you know, there's that part of you that it feels like you know, there's all this new potential, there's all these new opportunities, but there's a part of you that's just feeling like, no, I need to hold on to bits of the past. Even though the bits of the past weren't necessarily good for you, you know, but you still feel that there's still an element that you feel, oh no, I should really hold on to that. It's a bit like, say for instance, right, we've all got a favourite item of clothing, right, and we wear it and wear it and we wear it and we love it, and then maybe you're ironing it, or you get it dry cleaned, or something happens and you get it stained and you can't get the stain removed. But we don't throw it out. We keep it. We hold on to it. And even if we don't wear it again, we still hold on to it. And that's what it feels like, you know, there's something that, you know, it's not necessarily being used anymore. You know, there's something that you've got an emotional attachment to. And whether that's a person, you know, part of your job, etc. You know, it's like a safety blanket. And it feels very much like in order for you to go forward, Taurus, and then you should really let it go. And then we've got the Six of Moons, which is the Six of Cups as well, right? So what it feels like to me is you're holding on to this, whatever it is, so tightly, you know, so concisely, and you know, it's like, no, it's like I can't let it go, I can't let it go. But as soon as you let it go, your hand is free, your hand is opened up here, and it's here to collect everything else, you know. So it's like you're letting go, you've already let go of these three, so you need to let go of the fourth emotion, or whatever it is, the fourth thing. It's hard for me to say. I've got a wee bit of speech impediment, Taurus, so I need to pronounce. I've got a th. Anyway, you didn't need to know that. I was just sharing. So you let go of that fourth thing, and your hand gets opened up in order to receive six things. Six different opportunities. You know, it could be a multiple of six. I don't know, it's a card of Scorpio. It does refer to the past, but it's almost like with this particular imagery of the card, it feels like it's an opportunity to learn from the past, but to go forward. You know, take what we've learned and go forward with it. Not to forget the past, but, you know, just acknowledge the past, acknowledge it was there, acknowledge it was a part of you. And then by doing so, we reach the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands, my apologies. So we reach the Knight of Wands, and they're just going to be like, right, let's go, Taurus, let's go and celebrate. Let's go and have a mad 48-hour weekend in Las Vegas. I mean, maybe that will happen for some of you, I don't know. But it's really just saying, right, let's go have fun. You know, let's just be wild, free, let our hair down, and let's just roll with it. In fact, I might call the video that, I don't know. The inspiration usually strikes at some point. So, yeah, Taurus, that's what I was saying. And we're going to pull some cards. We're just going to pull some cards for clarification's sake, because why not? So, let's see. Oh. put that there. Well, these cards they don't feel right. Let's see. There's for 3. Wow. Okay then. And at the bottom of the deck, oh well, at the bottom of the deck we have got the King of Cups showing up. Did that rhyme? Did that rhyme there? I'm sorry, Taurus, I don't mean to rhyme. Okay, so we've got the 8 of Pentacles, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, and we've got the Queen of Cups. And then, as I say, we've got that King of Cups underneath the deck. Now, it's always interesting when a royal couple show up. And I always take great interest in the suit it is. Now, whilst the King of Cups isn't technically on the table, we've still chosen to acknowledge that energy for it to come into the reading. And they're facing each other, you know. The Queen's look there, the King's looking there. And then we've got that 8 of Pentacles, and then again we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So it's like very much that, and this is the traditional image here, and here's the wee angelic version of Taurus here, reading its book, along with the other 3 fixed signs. Now, when these images play out together, for me it feels like, you know, if I'm saying, you know, when I was saying there, oh, there's a Knight of Wands and let's come and have fun, etc. And you're maybe saying, oh no, we still need to work hard. Oh no, I still need to work. I can't have all the fun all the time. So I feel like this is why this 8 of Pentacles is showing up, you know. It's actually a card of Virgo. And it's just saying, right, let's continue the hard work. But let's elevate, I nearly say levitate there. Let's elevate ourselves so that there's things that we can master now. And I think, you know, for quite a few of you, the opportunities to share your knowledge, share what you love, you know, share what you love to do. And, you know, perhaps that's where you go, perhaps that's where you elevate your fortune. It's by taking your knowledge and teaching other people. Teaching other people all the things that you've got experience in. You know, so it's like, I feel like there's maybe some of you watching that, you know, and it's like you've got a wealthy experience and you're wondering, well, what can I do with this? Well, you can teach. The major arcana card is, for Taurus, is a Hierophant. The Hierophant's a teacher. So, you know, so any of that energy that's coming through, if you're watching this, if something just kind of sparks, you know, we've got a lot of ace energy, you know, a lot of sparky energy here, then you teach. And you teach with compassion. You teach with care. And it might even be that you decide to partner up with a Cancerian or with somebody else who is just innately compassionate, who just wears their heart in their sleeve, you know, and that's the part that you have been looking for in either a business partner or any other kind of partner. And that's very much the energy that I'm feeling with these 3 cards. It feels very strongly where it's like you may be at the beginning of a new chapter, but it's a new chapter in teaching others what you already know. And I think that that is a lovely place to finish things up, Taurus. It has been my pleasure, my absolute pleasure, to read for you, to have the honour of reading for you. Thank you so much for all your kindness and the welcome that I've received from you. It has been lovely, and hopefully I will see you soon. Okay, take care. Bye bye.